63% of Australians are obese or overweight. Whew. What's caused that? Here it is. It's the high carbohydrate diet. So he decided to do an experiment on himself. He decided to stop all carbohydrates. After a year, a few things started happening which he was unprepared for. His weight just fell off. Absolutely, there was weight loss. Why? Well, he's not supplying the quick-release glucose stores, and so his liver has to start breaking down his fat stores. It's called gluconeogenesis, creating glucose from the fat stores. So when people are on this high carbohydrate diet, too much glucose is released. The body can only deal with so much, so it has to be stored in the fat cells. In fact, what we find, and we found this last week, that our overweight people lost weight. Our underweight people put on a little bit, and our people who were the right weight, they just stayed the same, and they're all eating the same food.
The connection between eating too many carbohydrates and gaining weight is important to understand. Many people don't realize that when we eat too many carbs, our bodies turn the extra glucose into fat, which can lead to weight gain. It's important to know how the food we eat affects our body, especially when it comes to carbs. So why do carbohydrates cause fat storage? Here are the key reasons. After we eat carbs, our blood sugar goes up, and our pancreas releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin helps our cells absorb sugar for energy, but it also tells the body to store fat. If we eat a lot of carbs, especially sugary ones, insulin levels can stay high, which encourages our bodies to turn that extra sugar into fat. The extra sugar that gets turned into fat is stored in our fat cells as triglycerides. This is the body's way of saving energy for later. But if we keep eating a lot of carbs, we can end up with too much fat over time, which can lead to weight gain.
And never in the history of mankind have human beings eaten so many carbohydrates. So we're going to do a carbohydrate assessment. And I want you to tell me what most Americans had for breakfast this morning. So here we've got bread, cereals, a very popular one, cakes, etc. So this takes into consideration the donuts, the biscuits, the cakes, the pastries, the pies, all of that. And pizza. Pasta. I don't think there's a home today that doesn't have pasta. Would that be right? Rice is another carbohydrate. Potatoes. That's a high carbohydrate food. Now, would you agree with me, students, that Americans have become high carbohydrate consumers? I say become because I don't think anyone chose to eat this way. It was just there, it's just easy. We're such a fast society today, and many people don't think about their lunchtime till they're hungry. And there's no time to soak the legumes and cook the legumes. There's no time to steam the vegetables. They just want food now. So I think it's something that is just, you could say, evolved. And it's got to the point where these are very popular foods, and we are getting the ramifications of that. And people are starting to think, now what's happening here? What's happening here?
It's true. Carbohydrates are everywhere, and they've become a staple in many diets. Fast food and processed snacks are often high in carbs because they're convenient and cheap. This convenience comes at a cost, as many don't consider the long-term health effects. It's essential to rethink our eating habits and explore healthier, more balanced meals. To stay healthy, we should choose better carbs. Whole foods like brown rice or oats are better options. Adding fruits and vegetables gives us essential nutrients. For instance, whole grain toast with avocado or eggs makes a filling breakfast. By making better choices about carbohydrates, we can improve our health and feel better overall. But what did he exactly eat? Listen to Dr. Barbara O'Neill as she reveals its diet.
So he was eating a lot of fibre. He ate a lot of meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs. So there was his protein. And meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs was also supplying another food group, which was fat. He was never hungry. Why? Because these are the three food groups that keep the food in the stomach longer. Fibre binds up the glucose and it slowly releases it. Protein, well, protein's broken down specifically in the stomach. And fat, it coats the food a little bit, so it takes a little bit longer to break down. That's good news because it means we don't have to be eating all day long. We can eat and forget about food for the next 5 or 6 hours. He had heaps of energy. Where's he getting his energy from if he's not giving this quick release glucose foods? Well, as I mentioned, his liver breaks down his fat stores to give him the glucose, and his liver has the ability to break down protein and fat to give glucose. He had lots of energy, weight's falling off him, and he's never hungry. Has he found the perfect diet? Well, the 11 million people that it has been estimated has been helped by his diet agree.
As Dr. Barbara O'Neill mentioned, eating a diet rich in fiber and healthy fats can keep us full for longer periods. This might challenge the common belief that low-fat diets are the best for weight management. Real food that nourishes our bodies not only keeps us full, but also provides sustained energy throughout the day. For breakfast, you can start with oatmeal topped with fruits like berries, bananas, or sliced apples. For lunch, consider salads with a variety of vegetables, grilled chicken, or other types of meat that you prefer. And what Dr. Barbara O'Neill will say now is unbelievable. Listen what happened, besides the weight loss, to the ones that stick to the diet.
His diabetics were coming off their medication. This is type 1 and type 2 diabetics. You might be surprised at the next one. His patients on with high cholesterol levels came back to normal.
This is incredible, right? Reducing sugar intake can help with weight loss, manage diabetes. When we eat sugar, our bodies turn it into glucose, which can increase insulin levels. High insulin can cause inflammation, and it can also lead to insulin resistance, which is a key factor in type 2 diabetes. By cutting back on sugar, we can lower our blood glucose and insulin levels. As a bonus, here is what Barbara O'Neill has to say on the liver's importance for the detoxification.
So what I want to do before I show you what the liver's doing today, I want to show you what it does with everything that comes into the body. So environmental poisons coming into the body, everything goes straight to the liver. And if it's toxic, the liver says, whoa, nasty guy, wrap him up in fat and store him. Today it is not really safe because we are exposed to more fat-soluble toxins than any generation that has ever lived on planet Earth. It's coming in so many ways that we don't anticipate. I thank God that He has given us a liver that has the ability to detoxify us from the environmental poisons that we are exposed to today. That is the good news. I often say we're exposed to 30,000 new chemicals every year, but I was reading an article recently, 100,000 new chemicals every year. You have no say over your neighbour, but you have total say over your little piece. So just ensure that your washing detergent, the food that you're eating, it can come in so many ways. One lady said, it's going to take me forever to shop. I said, no, only the first shop. You just devote a bit of time, bring your magnifying glass. After that, you know exactly where to go. When I go into the supermarket, I'm not in there long. So please investigate so that you don't have any more exposure to those chemicals.
This emphasizes the importance of our liver's role in detoxification. The liver is like our body's filter, helping to remove harmful substances from our system. Unfortunately, we're exposed to more environmental toxins than ever before. This is alarming because these toxins can lead to serious health problems over time. To protect ourselves, we need to be proactive about minimizing our exposure to these toxins. One way to do this is by choosing organic foods. Organic fruits and vegetables are grown without harmful pesticides and chemicals, which can be better for our health. Eating whole, unprocessed foods is also crucial. Processed items often contain additives and preservatives that can strain our liver. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content or found it helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.